Over the weekend, Donald Trump held a rally in Rome, Georgia, where, for some reason, he decided to go and get himself into a heap of trouble by appearing to defame writer E. Jean Carroll once again. Here is what Donald Trump said at the rally. Take a look.
So I posted a $91 million bond, and the woman didn't even know when it happened. And she admitted on Anderson Cooper, oh, she said, I think it was sexy. It was this, can you believe this? 91 million.
Now, if you'll notice, if you're familiar with the first two lawsuits that Donald Trump lost that were brought against him by E. Jean Carroll, it's because he called her a liar and said that the whole thing was made up. And what did he just do in that speech in Georgia? Basically called her a liar by saying that the whole thing was made up. And he has already had to pay out. He posted the bond on Friday, $91 million in order to appeal that. Because today, or yesterday, I guess Monday, was the deadline for that. But here's where things get a little bit interesting. E. Jean Carroll and her lawyers now have several options, thanks to Donald Trump running his stupid little mouth. They can either ask the judge to reject the bond because he cannot keep his mouth shut, which the judge would have the authority to do that, or they can simply sue him again. Now, what's interesting here is that ever since that verdict came down, which was in January, Donald Trump has done a fairly decent job, not a perfect job, but a decent enough job of keeping his mouth shut about E. Jean Carroll, and her lawyers have admitted in the media, like, hey, we're watching closely. He's come close a couple times, but he's basically been, trying to watch what he says. Saturday, all of that went out the window, and there's a reason for that, as explained by MSNBC legal analyst Lisa Rubin. It was enough to make him stop until he was past a point that the judge could no longer order more, have any further consequences for it. I mean, I'm struck by the fact he said these things the night after he posted a bond, filed his notice of appeal the judge has long past finalized. Should E. Jean Carroll and her team want any further relief now, their only option is to file another case. The punitive damage was as great as it was because Donald Trump kept saying it after the initial judgment. The argument they made was that he was not deterred by the first award and in fact continued to say it again and again and again. And now, and again. So, he waited until the judge had, of course, entered the final judgment and he had posted the bond and they had filed the notice of appeal. At that point, as Lisa Rubin was explaining there, the judge cannot come back and tack on further damages. Now, if Trump had not paid that bond on Friday and he said these things on Saturday, the judge could have come in before the Monday deadline and actually increased the damages. But because Trump already did those things, he thinks, oh, okay, I'm in the clear now. I'm going to be a total moron and continue to defame this woman. She can sue you again now, and I hope she does. I hope she just continues suing you until Mar-a-Lago is now a subsidiary of E. Jean Carroll Industries. That's what should happen. The point of defamation lawsuits is to make an individual pay for saying something that they know is wrong about another person. And it's not just to get that person back, money because they may have lost money. No, the point is to deter you from doing it again in the future. And obviously these first two judgments, the first one for $5 million, the second one for $83 million, the 91 he paid was actually due to the interest on the $83 million. That's not enough. So you have to hit him for more. And if E. Jean Carroll and her lawyers do want to go back through the ringer, which is a hell of a process, to sue him again, they would win. They would win hands down. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. They've done it twice. They could easily go for the hat trick and do it the third time. Or, and this is what I hope they do, they ask the judge to reject the bond, kill the appeal, and make Donald Trump pay up right now. That is what should happen, in addition to filing that third lawsuit. So they've got lots of legal options. Donald Trump has basically zero. And even if they don't take any action against him, by the way, the fact that he did this on Saturday is not going to bode well for him when it comes time for that appeal to actually be heard.